It has the characters from season 0, but them exclusively in like skits, just like maybe like 40-second bits that just like go to the length of the bit to the end of the joke, and then they like start a new joke with like different, not like setting or whatever, but like meanwhile back at the back of the barn, and they just tell another funny skit thing or whatever. And that's like so true to Red versus Blue that I feel like everyone who hates season 0, and like season 0 as far as I understand it was like hated, like blanketly like roasted, like truly like this is the worst thing I've ever fucking seen type hated, right? I feel like they didn't really give the original show a chance, and they especially didn't give the spin-off a chance, because bifurcating it like that, splitting the like comedy away from like the comedy skit away from like the narrative, to me I think did a lot for the show, in the same way that Ruby and Ruby Cheap, in my opinion, Red versus Blue was really struggling under the weight of its own narrative, and it really wasn't like, it wasn't appealing to like anybody, any one group very well. It was kind of like spreading itself way too thin by trying to be like plot, like I want to say almost deep as well, and also separately like a character thing, and also separately like extremely funny, lighthearted, like almost skit based comedy, all at the same time. Like you can't do even half of those things, in my opinion, all in the same show in a way that is like satisfying, in my opinion. It certainly didn't feel that way watching the show, but overall I had a good time with it. But like there's a noticeable difference between like the first 10 seasons or whatever and the next like 9 seasons. But that being said, season 0 in a lot of ways really is kind of a return to form. I probably saw like 5 or 10 hours of Eve online, and I still don't know anything about that game. It looked like you were AFK, like dead ass. Like if I just like bring up like this menu, this is what I was seeing like most of the time, like just like this, and you were just like going through like this, and I'm like, what, where's the game? Ignore this part, like just see all these numbers. This is what I was looking at, and I was like, I don't know where the game is. Like, bro. Chloe says my calves compensate for messed up thighs, my misaligned knees, and my triple misaligned feet. Literally 3 ways they are fucked up. They do everything to keep me balanced. Damn, Kolya. You're like a combination of the game's Operation and Twister, but in a person. Pikachu says back before. Sorry, I was not prepared for how funny that was to me. I'm glad that you thought that was funny and not mean. I didn't mean for it to be mean at all, but that was really funny. Boosters have been getting some big drops lately too. Yeah, but like not the... That's the Quetzal pet.
Oh.
This is my Quetzal.
This is your Quetzal pet. How many rumors is that? Real quick.
I don't know. I fully don't know. I was like, did I just talk to that fucking pet? Can we tell Juno about Juno's quest? Like the Tears of Guthix quest? That'd be pretty sick. And that's how I met you. Juno's like, oh yeah, no, I was there for that one.
My God.
Is that an else? Ah, fuck. It was. Did I do
Yeah,
that?
but it was on the opposite. No. She's
I feel like a fucking, like the most dumbass anime girl. Like I'm just stumbling into shit. To full screen hoot. Chuzzy says old school RuneScape be looking mighty different today, Hoot. I should fucking ban you for that, Hoot. Your fucking passive aggressive shit is not worth it, Hoot. Fuck you, Hoot. There you go, Chuzzy. You see me setting shit up, Hoot. You see this happening, Hoot, in real time before your very fucking eyes, Hoot. Can you give me like 1 fucking second, Hoot? Why does everything sound like a threat to you? Or from you?
I don't know.
Oh, God.
Okay, just keep in mind all of this, right? All of my, I don't know, BNS. Like, I have to fucking, like, keep this shit, like, inside all day while I work at the office and pretend like I'm normal. You know what I mean? So it's just, like, after work, like, it all needs to get the fuck out. You know?
You're a PNG right now? Never have I heard a PNG physically move so much as when you said the word this. Never in my life has a PNG been so fucking animated as when you said this. Like what's the worst day for a zombie apocalypse? Is it right after, like, on your way to grocery shopping? Is that the worst time for that to happen?
No, because you hold up in the supermarket, bro.
Okay, so
fucking
it's
got a
the
great
day
gate
before you
operation.
need to get groceries.
Yeah. It's
You're
pretty
like, you got like 1 can of beans left, and you're like, fuck, I should get groceries.
bad. And you're hungry.
You turn on the news, you're like, oh fuck, oh fuck.
I think the worst day is when they're shooting a zombie movie in your town.
Awesome. Well
Fuck.
done. He says, being someone who has been stabbed, it doesn't hurt right away. Why have you been stabbed? What the fuck, Sue? Did it feel wet? Sue says too much adrenaline. That makes sense.
God damn it, Panda.
Because Jeremy said the same thing. Did you feel wet? I think it's a fair question.
What the fuck?
Today's a weird day. Sue says there was lots of wets. Yes. See? Teltus's question is, can you control yourself? Can I control myself? Yeah, sure. I can't make 2B crush me. I'm not strong enough. She's way stronger than I am. I can't make her do fucking anything. I promise you that. Pikachu Rugby says, knives still seem like they hurt. Getting murdered by thighs almost seems peaceful. If the knife is sharp enough, it won't hurt. You won't feel anything at all. You'll feel wet, actually. It'll feel wet.
Wait, are you speaking from experience?
What?
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 Pikachu Rugby says, what if you put down some banana peels?
Holy shit, he didn't answer.
I love the idea of 2B comedically falling because of a banana peel.
Nah, dude. It's just my pants. It's just my pants, dude.
I like
Why are
this
you looking
story.
there anyway? Why are you even looking there anyway?
Why am I looking at your dick?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just like sizing it up relatively, you know what I mean?
Well, you obviously lost, but it's fine, dude. Like, it's fine.
Lost?
Size
Oh, you thought I was
competition.
comparing it to my dick. No, I was comparing it to my mouth.
Bruh, Chelsea, that's so crazy. I literally typed what she typed word for word, but I sent it to Saku.
What?
That's fucking wild. We literally have the same brain cell.
Chuzzy says, have I ever made you fear for your life?
Jesus Christ, this is the exact same message.
I know!
So the answer is yes.
no.
Bruh.
Oh my fucking god, dude. Oh my god. Yo, what is up? It's your boy, that Daft Punk Panda. We're out here streaming some old school RuneScape. Man, some of these clips are fucking awesome. I forgot about the one with Savage's dick. And also the one where Saku and I simultaneously said opposite things. That was fucking awesome. There's sometimes, you know what I mean? Like you can't script this shit. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Good morning, everyone. I am that Daft Punk Panda. You are Kolya and Areto and also Ozpin Arc. I appreciate you guys for stopping by, among others, perhaps, potentially. We're going to be doing some Guardians of the Rift today. We're going to do it in a mass world, though. I think that's the plan. Just to get back into the swing of things, see how the rate looks for, you know, mass worlds where you basically never lose. Technically, mass worlds are ever so slightly inconsistent. Like you can technically lose in the mass world. It's just very fucking unlikely. 37%. So they're almost done there, but we will do dailies for the moment because I haven't done dailies in like way too fucking long. Yo, where did my money go? God damn. I know exactly where it went. I bought like a spirit shield and shit. Not the spirit shield, but the other shield that I've got, whatever. Rate. Also a spot. What are we doing? This. How do I get back here? Guess this. Koya said, oh Jesus, so many? So many what? Oh, I went the wrong place. Oops. Like so many people in the mass world? Maybe? Was it like a million spot pictures for like one frame? Oh, I didn't get my construction cape. Yeah, the mass world, got it. Yeah, it has a lot of people in it. This? God, it sounds like fucking RuneScape. Please just surprised me. I mean, I knew it, I had to expect it, but still. Okay. It's a weird thing to try to explain, but I think I understand. You're like, I probably shouldn't have been surprised, but I was. Because it's like, you can't help that you are surprised, right? It's not like you're in control of that exactly. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know what to tell you. This is when am I not weird? It's true. But that doesn't exactly like explain it in any way. It just means that at some point it's my fault for expecting you to be normal, you know. After a certain point, like you gotta just like, you gotta know, hey look, some shit should be weird, you know what I mean? Statistically it's weird that this isn't weird at this point. Like why is this the thing that we're agreeing is normal, you know? There's a preponderance, but it doesn't necessarily mean that there's like a correlation. So I don't think it's supposed to be like predictive necessarily, but I don't think it's unreasonable. Can we like enter or? Oh, awesome. It's gonna be pretty hard to actually use. Oh yeah, you can join in the middle of the game now. Forgot about that. I don't know if I can actually get a reward point. It's pretty hard to say that I can actually make it happen in this case. Maybe I can do one, because I kind of made it in time for this portal, which means that everybody else is probably in like sync with me at the moment. Either that or I wait for the next round from here. I think we're okay. The points stopped coming through, right? So we're probably okay. I just gotta like try and be with this edge of people as they turn stuff in. Fuck. We're definitely gonna turn the people off as well, because that shit is, it's like a fucking deluge of friends. All right, we're good. All the shields are obviously all the way up, so we'll just throw this on random shield. Oh yeah, you only get credit for healing it now, right? Oh no, it looks like I got a little something, something. But yeah, I don't really like mass worlds for like the people. Like, just look at them all. They're like fucking lemmings. They're just like washing over the land like fucking rats in a plague's tale. It's a little bit better, a little less overwhelming. Koya says statistically it's weird that this isn't weird. Koya says I do not get that one. I do not get that one. So from like a statistics perspective, meaning like if we were to assess whether something about you is weird or not weird, statistically speaking, it's more likely that it's weird than it isn't weird, right? It's what I repeated what you said basically, but I framed it as a statistical thing. And if you want to look at it that way, it's like, yeah, sure, I guess I would expect anything to be weird, but I still wouldn't know how it's going to be weird as well. But also, like, that doesn't go about like explaining it in any way. It's just like you're just attributing to like some kind of, you know, prototype weirdness, you know what I mean? Like you just take weirdness as a given. Oh, it's the Doom pet. I was like, why is there a lobster behind me? He's the new guy. He's kind of like a lobster though, huh? Good for him. Eretos is cool, could be weirder. Oh, definitely. Oh, definitely. We can get very fucking weird. All right, so 120 is way more than enough. I think 100 is probably enough. Right? Like I shouldn't even mess with this stuff any more than I would in a solo. Like I imagine that what's going on here is going to be way more chill. It's kind of cool that these are strong. This one's medium though, right? I don't have any reward points. What's up with that? I had like 250 before. Should I be worried about that? It'll probably catch up. So strange. Throw this down. Wait for the portal. It's kind of interesting because in the mass world, you're really just like trust falling, ultimately. It's like hoping that everyone else does their part. Because like my contribution is like basically insignificant, but that only applies to like me as a person. Everyone across the board needs to contribute. Not everyone, but most people need to contribute or else we fail. So it's like, if you look at it from the perspective of an individual, it seems like no individual contribution matters, but it really does, you know? In reality, it actually does. It just doesn't seem like it does, you know? And it's beautiful in a way. Oh, the shield's all the way up. Whoops. It's fine. It doesn't look like we're about to win, I'm gonna be honest. Which means that games in Mass Worlds are slower. Right? Not a big deal. Just means that they're different. Yeah, we're at like not even 50%, and we should be like winning now, right? Like this portal should be enough to win. So the fact that I have 0 fragments is not good. Because I should have enough for like an entire extra rotation, at least, with the rate that we're going. But you know, lesson learned. I didn't know what it was like in Mass Worlds. It's been so long since I've been here. God, it's so nice that my rune pouch never breaks now. Guess I'm just waiting for a portal now, huh? Kind of expect a golem to die at some point. They kind of just die on and off. I could be using this overcharge cell on the wall, but it obviously doesn't really need to go over there because it takes damage. Oh, you know what? Maybe I could be over here waiting for a golem to die so that I can mine it. That might be a good idea as well. Damn, no golem death in that like 40 seconds or whatever. Oh, I should have dropped off these roots. Definitely had the time for it. Not a big deal. Dude, I keep getting pranked. Look, every time I step away from it, it goes down again. Son of a bitch. Alright, we turn this in while he's still alive before the game ends. Right before the game properly ends. Get a little credit. Make a dude. All right, what's it look like so far? Not terribly high. Not terribly surprising. I don't think specking matters. There's like no reason not to spec as well. Like, I mean, it costs a click, right? But other than the fact that it costs one click, it's like kind of whatever to spec or not. But I don't think it actually does anything. If it did though, that would be kind of awesome, because that would mean that the boost from the mining cape also is relevant. It's like, ooh, when your spec is on cooldown, you do your little mining boost. Oh, my points are back, by the way, so it's fine. Okay, so normally you want around 60. Well, in this case, 64, I guess, right? 64 would be 128. But I guess we're going to go 3. That's a number that I don't really know. The midway point between 256 and 128. So that would be 188 plus 4. 192. Not something I've probably ever calculated before. Looks like I'm not going to be able to get all of these. And craft. That's interesting. I don't need to be there for every altar though. I just need to make it to every portal, so I can miss the first altar. Is this really how many I need in order to be using the fragments efficiently? It seems like so fucking many. Well, my inventory is also more open than normal. I could be using like binding necklaces and stuff. But like, am I gonna finish this in the 30 seconds it takes for the first portal to appear? I don't think so. Well, I don't need to be there when the portal appears. I need to be there before the portal closes, to be fair, right? I don't know. This might be pretty tight. This is a lot of fucking fragments too, bro. Pikachu makes this tight. Yes. Yes. That is the word I use. I really want to get into this portal. I think I can though. Yeah, we're good. No problem. You know, it's kind of crazy. We can make more air runes than any other rune by like far, but air runes aren't like appreciably more cheap than like water, fire, or earth runes, you know? They are cheaper maybe, but like we're talking of a difference of like 1 gold, which I guess is 25% when you're talking about 4 gold or whatever, but like still like barely different. All right, we're basically on rotation now. Like we caught up with everybody else who's doing the same thing that we're doing. So now we craft. And then by the time we finish doing this and depositing all of our stuff, we'll be ready for the next portal. It'll be fine. Basically, we're doing it. What's going on, Pikachu? How you doing, man? I say that like we haven't already spoken today, I guess. I say spoken, it was a message, but same thing. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, we'll do Earth because we want more Earth points. Balance this out a little bit more. We can definitely go back to doing binding necklaces, especially being that this is a mass world. You know, magic imbue binding necklace, all that. Not a huge deal that we aren't at the moment, but you know. 68? Is it just because I ended up with a few extra? Yeah, I had like stuff in my inventory. That's probably. And I also ended up with a few extra when I was doing the mining thing, I'm sure. So that's probably why. Not a big deal. It's like, I feel like I went through the trouble of calculating how many I actually need. Why do I have extra? But that's just the way it goes. It's normal. I have to drop my chisel and shit in order to end up with exactly the right amount. Which I definitely can do, right? No harm in dropping my chisel or whatever. Whoa. There we go. Alright. This should mean that I have enough fragments to get me through the game. Until the game ends. I don't know how many inventory slots I have. But it seems like I have extra fragments. Yes, I definitely do. Enough that I can't really reasonably fix for it either. Not that it matters very much. It's okay to have leftover fragments. This talisman thing is like totally pointless in mass worlds. Like I literally don't know in what world I'm gonna be able to use them. I guess we can make these last ones. No reason not to, I suppose. We're waiting for the portal anyway. I overwrote this overcharged cell just because I kind of forgot about it, but if I was a little more cognizant, right? If I was paying a little more attention, I would have dropped this off and then gone into the altar. Would have been a little bit better. Not a big difference, obviously, but it would have been a little better. Okay, so I want to reset this because the first game we didn't have enough fragments, and now we know how many fragments we actually want. Really? Okay. Oh, I need to give this guy. That's why it didn't work. Sheesh. A little close to the end of the game, no? I might still be able to make this happen, but... I really want to give these points to that guy before I get an experience drop. Nah, just missed it. Just missed it. It's okay, though. Oh, I can use this cell, right? I also reset this too soon. There we go. That experience that I just got makes sense to calculate for the Guardians of the Rift to start it there, but the experience from the last game would throw well, not like throw off the calculations. It would just take longer to see what the actual average looks like. That hiccup tasted like chicken Daivan. I think the chicken Daivan came out okay, by the way. Not like, you know, preaching to the high heavens about it or anything. Like, it was fine. I burned the cheese a little bit. Not like burned. The cheese was well done. Like, it's supposed to be, like, definitely melted, but it was a little bit, like... You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't, like, black, but it was, like... It became not... It wasn't melty, it was kind of solid. Does that make sense? So it was, like, overcooked, but not quite burned. Like, just before burned, if that makes sense. Because it wasn't black, it was brown, right? But it wasn't melty cheese at all, which is what you want, but, you know, it's fine. So yeah, I probably won't cook it the same way next time. It was kind of messy. But I might cook it similarly in a way. Like literally just boiling the chicken until it's cooked. And then, because if you boil the chicken, it's easier to get it off the bones. Zero says, no way, back it again with a healthy sleep schedule 0? Yeah, congratulations, man. Also, hello, Koya. Well, I guess hello, Spot, because Koya was already here, but... I can say thank you for the redeem, Koya. The Spot redeem. Zero says, I wonder how many days before it gets fucked up again. 1, meaning tomorrow. Loretto says, forget chicken. Cooking eggs is easy to learn, but hard to master. I haven't really done a lot with eggs personally, Loretto. I'm like okay with eggs though. Like I haven't had a bad experience with eggs. But I'm also like not like an egg master, you know. I don't know if I'm gonna make it to this portal. I don't think I will. I would love to though. I did not. That's unfortunate. And Zeros is probably... You have no faith in yourself either. Koya says, me about life? What do you mean? Koya, you're like always busy doing stuff in life. What are you talking about? Loretto says the only bad experience is being a little too undercooked. No, you can overcook eggs. What do you mean? You can burn eggs. Pikachu says... Chloe says before it gets fucked up again of me about life. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's like, what do you mean? Pikachu says I was or no, Pikachu says I like chicken and eggs because it's like 2 whole generations of chicken rudder. It's true. I've never had chicken with eggs before, personally, but it is like that. So yeah, missing that portal is pretty sad. This talisman is worthless. Naruto says the best way is chicken omelets. I've never heard of a chicken omelet before. I don't know what that means. Can I make this, dude? No? I'll just throw this here then. Oh, Warren Soul. Hey, what's up, dude? How's it going, man? Jiro says, y'all sleeping on medium rare chicken? Don't do that. Don't do that. Zero says, I like runny eggs. Sure. Loretto says, undercooking eggs is worse than burned eggs. I mean, I guess you'll get way more sick from an undercooked egg than from a burned egg, to be fair. So you're right. That is probably worse. But I think those are both bad outcomes. Oh, Modern Age Sage. What is up, dude? I didn't see your message at first. Morton's name is different colored. Or more different colored than everyone else's. On my screen, at least. Pikachu says, I made soft-boiled eggs recently. And I think the first 4 I ate were so hard to peel, I gave up on them entirely. They became soft-boiled scrambled eggs. Pikachu says they sat in the pot and they are bad now. Oh, like you just like fully gave up on them. You're like, actually, I'm not gonna eat this. I don't want you anymore. Zero says you gotta get a pinprick poker so the eggshell is easier to get off. You poke a hole in the big side before you boil. Separate the shells from the egg. I've never really struggled to get eggshell off of egg before. It's like slow, but it's not like something that I needed help with, I would imagine. Born Soul says, not much. I ruined my life. I treated the last 4 hours like it's PM. Went to walk out for work 12 hours early, so now I won't have any sleep before work. Jesus, dude. I suggest not doing that. It's a little late, though. If you have a time machine, though, listen to my advice. Your unasked for advice. Underneath Sage says, if you boil them on high until 5 or 6 minutes, then put them in an ice bath, they peel perfectly. Oh, the thermal expansion and compression is what you're going to utilize? Okay. An ice bath, huh? I don't have ice. Is that a weird thing to say? Like, I'm not from the modern era. Like, I don't have ice at all. Somehow I ended up like not really wasting or wanting for anything, so maybe I don't need as many fragments as I'm getting for some reason. I feel like I should, but like I missed a portal, but I've been busy this whole time mostly. Well, like mostly. I kind of like stood around a little bit, I guess, to be fair. I would love to get this in time. It's like kind of hard to do this. I think we got it. Yeah. It's kind of hard to do this like perfectly right, but you know, it's going to be a little inconsistent as far as like hitting all of my markers, you know what I mean? You just got to do your best. Not a big deal, but like if I'm a little bit more efficient, I can probably get it more consistent at least. But yeah, 192, I think we're going to try again because we did miss the portal and see how it's different. But yeah, I should probably not be so worried about the cells. Just throw the cell on literally anything. And it might be easier that way. Zero says it's just a hassle and I'm usually eating when high, so my hand coordination isn't at peak. Okay. Pikachu says sometimes I play Apex. In Apex I say GG, but I actually mean like you are so fundamentally fucking dumb. No matter how many times you could ever revive us in the game is an absolute loss no matter what you plan to do. Jesus. That's actually crazy. And then Pikachu says buy Bitcoin, which is even crazier. Actually, no, Bitcoin might still be a accruing value. So maybe that isn't actually crazier. I don't know. I don't know what Bitcoin looks like anymore. Zero says, so anything to help me get the shell off is a plus, sure, because you're encumbered. Modern Age Sage says, you have to make sure that the egg whites are fully cooked, which is the hard part of the soft boiled. Zero says, just tell them that in chat. No, that's how you get banned. Zero says, take your 4-hour ban like a champ. Yeah, exactly. Zero says, if you shake up the egg before you boil it, it can make the whole egg just scrambled while still in the shell. Yeah, you can do a hard boiled scrambled egg. That's a thing that exists. Yeah. Horn Soul says, time machine myself back to 6 a.m. and slap myself and say that energy drink and say, put that energy drink down. You don't work for 12 hours. I had 3 drinks. God damn. Modern Age Sage says, I have ice boxes for like 30 or 40 bucks. All it does is make ice. Yeah. Oh no, Modern Age Sage says they have that, and he's also thinking of getting one. Modern Age Sage says, because I'm just using plastic ice that I have to keep freezing, like the tray ones. Yeah, sure. Zero says, I just use ice trays. Yeah, I don't have one of those either, but I could get one. Zero says, I never need a lot of ice, and usually a single tray can fill 2 cups. Yeah, I just don't have one. I don't have a lot of space for it either, but I could do a separate ice box. That might be a good idea. But I don't like need an ice box either, right? Like the reason why I don't have ice trays or anything like that is because I don't need ice very much, right? Koya says, I have the reusable ice cubes, ice trays that you freeze water in. Sure. Modern Age Sage says, I can't put an ice tray in my freezer, too much other stuff. Yeah, I could make room for it, but I just don't want to have like a permanent section of my freezer dedicated to just making water ice. Zero says, you got to get creative on Apex chats. The carbon that was used to give you life could have gone towards something better. It's crazy. Pika Trick Me says, you said if you had a time machine, buy Bitcoin. Oh, true. Yeah, invest in Amazon and buy Bitcoin. Remember when Amazon was just a bookstore, like an online bookstore? Because I do remember that. I do know that Amazon was known for just getting you books, not even digital books. There were like physical, like paperback books that like they would send to you at your house. Zero says Amazon's whole thing used to be a Kindle store, was an e-reader service. It was that. I think that's after what I'm talking about. So that is another era of Amazon. Warren says, well, gonna lurk. You have to runecraft. I also am runecrafting, but enjoy your runecrafting. Zero says, not for real. When Jobs ask what I would do if I could go back in time and talk to my 10-year-old self, I always tell myself to invest in Bitcoin. I mean, yeah, no, it's a solid investment when you know how it's going to turn out. You know what I mean? Like, there's no reason not to if you don't have like moral qualms with like Bitcoin or anything like that, like crypto shit. Like, it's like obviously a sound investment, like as far as money goes. I don't like crypto from like the greater fool perspective or whatever, but when it comes to Bitcoin in particular, that doesn't really apply in the same way, because like way I see it, crypto's like, or Bitcoin is like a stock like any other stock at this point. Like, it goes up and it goes down, but it's not like a rug pull, which is like the biggest problem that I have with the crypto space for sure, is that you're just like investing money in this like worthless stock-esque good that doesn't amount to anything in any way. Hey, Subo. You know, it like just like the value of it just eventually just plummets into the ground, which isn't like always true, but it is true in a lot of different circumstances as well, right? Pika Trick Me says, I think about buying ice trays frequently, but I don't. That and like a cooking spoon. I definitely don't think a cooking spoon is in the works for me. I don't think I care about that, but ice trays could be of value to me. I could see that one being good. Honestly, I'll take that 5,000. Bruh. I'm so bad at like doing this fucking Guardians of the Rift micro or rune crafting micro. It's not even Guardians of the Rift specifically. Like, any rune crafting requires the same micro with whenever you have a pouch. I'm just so bad at it for some reason. Pikachu says, didn't that John Titor time traveling guy allegedly say to buy Bitcoin? Maybe. I don't know. Also, you don't need to say alleged. You know what I mean? Like the things that John Titor said or didn't say, you can definitely like account for because it was like a trip code, right? Like it was all the same dude, right? Like certifiably, verifiably. I'm not 100% on that or anything, but like I'm pretty sure that part isn't like alleged, right? You could say like demonstrably he said this, he didn't say that. Like you can definitely track that down. I'm pretty sure that kind of information exists somewhere on the internet. I should be crafting. This is the last time I craft. Where was I? Zero says, I remember when Netflix was on a DVD for PS2. Life is so confusing, especially with people. Yeah, Netflix was like that as well. I don't know what you mean by life is so confusing, especially with people exactly. Also, hello, Suba. I don't remember if I said that, but I saw the redeem earlier. Koyish says, yes, with people, life is confusing. Yes. All right. You guys okay? Everything all right at home? Pikachu says, not like my Hawk Tua coin. It's backed by solid technology. Is that what they are advertised it as being? It's like backed by solid technology? That is certainly a claim. Zero says, when my sleep schedule is fucked, I sit up all night alone. And then Zero says, but God forbid I wake up at 6 a.m. and go to sleep at 9 p.m. Suddenly I'm the most popular man in the country. I kind of hear what you're saying. I kind of hear what you're saying. It do be like that a little bit. Where it's like, the time that you should be awake is like when you need to be awake if you have a job or whatever, and then like too late at night, like in between job and too late at night, you might as well be sleeping. Like you should, like optimally for social life, you should sleep twice, right? You should have like a mid, you know what I mean, like a mid-afternoon nap up until nighttime actually starts, and then spend like 4 or 5 hours a week and then go to sleep again later, like would be optimal. Like in order to like have the optimal social life going on or whatever. Pikachu says that's legit what they used to do. Yeah, I do know if there are people like waking up in the middle of the night back in the day in like pre-industrial times and stuff. I don't know for what exactly. Oh, dude, no, I was so close. It's really hard to send this. The timing's actually surprisingly tight to like make it everything the way that it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? Like you can do it. I guess this is good practice though, because it will force me to be pretty optimal with my timing, surprisingly. Because I keep missing opportunities like portals and shit like that I shouldn't be missing. There should be enough time to do everything. It's just a matter of me like being a little bit more consistent. I don't know if the 192 is too ambitious. Maybe that's part of the problem. But in theory, that's what I should be capable of doing. And it's like very, very fucking close. What the fuck brain rot am I looking at? Modern Age Sage says Hawk Tool would be better as an NFT. Meme coins would go hard. Well, I just lost respect for someone. Savage says he went back home anyway. He will not sue. Oh, because we're misattributing what John Titor was saying. Maybe so. Zero says, do you crack your pasta in half or are you normal? It depends on how much space you have. I don't crack my pasta in half, but that's because my pot is big enough. Pikachu says, I've been cooking pasta with a spatula for like 6 months. Is that better in some way? It's just more convenient than using a spoon, I guess is what you mean? Like, there's nothing wrong with using a spatula. That's what I do. Aredo says I break in thirds. That's fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy. Why would you break it into thirds? Zero says, I'm going to push you in oncoming traffic. Zero is very much offended by the breaking in thirds thing for sure. Kolya says, are we all right? Is that even a question that needs an answer? I mean, some people are okay, Kolya. Like, damn, Kolya, you're certainly not doing the best. Holy shit. You know that people can be okay. Pikachu says, no, I'm almost entirely certain Haktua coin is advertised as a complete rug pull. Is advertised as a rug pull? I don't think that's true. I'm sure they didn't have, like, hey man, we're gonna take your fucking money, idiot. Shout out to that Kickstarter where that guy was gonna be on a giant pile of money or whatever. Zero says, I woke up with like 20 Discord notifications of people wanting to hang out with me, ranging from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. I got you. Pikachu says, that's legit what they used to do. People would wake up at late midnight to do the sex? No fucking way. Well, it's the sexing hour. Zero says, guys, invest in my new meme coin, Infinite Savages. Or Sausages. Infinite Savages. When Zero and Savage do a crossover meme coin. Zero says, trust, definitely not a rug pull. Koya says, I'm in a state of confusion seeing this coin and NFT talk. I think that they're just memeing. I don't think it's something that you should think about too much. Pikachu says, no, I'm saying that's why I should buy a spoon. Remember, if you announce your murder beforehand, it's premeditated. It's true. Honorate Sage says that the only time you should break pasta is for soup. What the fuck? What? What? Like chicken noodle soup or something? I guess air runes is fine. No, shit. Forgot about this. Where the fuck? Why can't I click on this and then click on that and shit work? It never fucking works and it makes me so goddamn sad. All right. Craft. Modern Age Sage says the only time you should break pasta is for soup, like chicken noodle soup, I guess is what he's saying. Modern Age Sage says, yes, chicken noodle soup or any soup that has pasta in it. Yeah, sure. I've never really had pasta in a soup before, except for chicken noodle soup, to be honest. He says, in this day and age, the sex at midnight. Zero says, nice argument. However, I plead psychosis-induced insanity. Is psychosis not a form of insanity by itself? Boy says infinite savages, hell yeah. I don't think you need that many savages. I think that they would also fight each other to the death. I don't think that those savages would be able to mutually exist. I think that they would have a real problem with one another, innately. Roberto says cyber psychosis once. Cyber psychosis once our prosthetics become cybernetics. Oh, like Detroit Become Human? No, not that one. Deus Ex? That's the one. No. Cyber psychosis is Cyberpunk. That's the one. Jesus Christ. There's a lot of, call it cyberpunk kind of tier. I figured it out. I got there. There's this cyber psychosis is cyberpunk. Yeah. Cyber psychos and all that. It took me a second. I am stupid, but I did get there. Zero says absolutely. I'm switching my... Did I? I'm confused. Did I just... Was I just in a portal? Maybe I was just in a portal. Like, I feel like I just went through an altar and now I have full essence still. But that would mean that I went through one of these altars and didn't do the rune crafting thing. And that doesn't seem right. There's no way that I did that, right? Like, surely that didn't happen. Modern Age Sage says prosthetics are already being cybernetic. I don't know what the state of prosthetics are like presently. Probably pretty good though. Zero says, I'm switching my given at birth fat guy asthma lungs for robot lungs. Okay, good luck. Zero says, yeah, I want to be able to hold my breath for an hour and sprint for an hour. Do you think that's just a lung problem? I mean, the holding your breath part definitely is, but do you think the sprinting thing is? I don't think that sprinting for an hour is about your lungs necessarily. Modern Age Sage. Oh no, I read that already. Zero says lungs and heart. So you don't think it has anything to do with your legs? You think your legs can handle sprinting for an hour, for example? Your legs and maybe even your feet, to be honest? That's like a shoe question more than anything. Zero says, I mean, I'd have to train them, but eventually, yeah? Ah, okay. So you think that your lungs and heart could never be trained enough to sprint for an hour? What are you running away from? I don't think I make it in time for the thing. Oh, I did. Nice. It was close, but we definitely made it. Zero says, I'd just be getting rid of the natural debuffs I was born with. Zero says, God knew I'd be too strong. Areto hit us with the Metal Gear Rising Revengeance classic meme, Nano Machine, son. Ugh. Pikachu says, do you think that nanomachines can drink my piss so I never have to piss again? What would you want the nanomachines to make the piss into? Because if it's not piss, right, it's got to be something. It's got to come out of your body somehow, right? Unless the nanomachines themselves are entering and exiting your body. You want to just exhale it? Like the carbon that you eat? That which is more piss but less yellow? So you just want them to dilute it with water? Basically, you're saying that you don't want to have to drink water anymore? It's like, I just want to drink Monster all the time and my piss not be yellow. That's all. Pikachu says, like, they ferry the piss away to some kind of piss sanctuary. You guys are turned up today. Like, there's something in the water. You guys have different kinds of turnt going on, but like, there's definitely something happening today. Piss sanctuary and whatever Kolya's going through, you know what I mean? Like, something's happening. Fucking Warren Soul's completely fucked up his sleep schedule entirely, completely. Zero just fixed his. Like, shit is going crazy. Yes, Zero fixing his sleep schedule is just as aberrant as everything else that I said. Eretto says that the law of equivalent exchange flips you off. What? Oh, Eretto's saying that in response that Pika will sweat piss instead of pissing piss. That's definitely worse. Princess Facts, oh no. He agrees. Pikachu says, shout out to the band name Piss Sanctuary, by the way. I am surprised that exists, but I'm also not, I don't know. It does sound kind of like a band name, you know what I mean? So I guess that makes sense. Savage says, there is no law with piss wishes. You can do whatever you want with piss wishes. That's crazy. I want a spin-off narrative where there's like it's like set in like My Hero or something. Any setting where there's superpowers involved and somebody's like, their specialty is like being able to control piss and they're the most overpowered hero. You know what I mean? Like, everybody makes piss. I can control the piss in your body and make you die of blood poisoning. Just piss though. That's all I can control. Pikachu says, yeah, people love Piss Sanctuary. Do they? All right. Cool. Pikachu says their fan base is called Piss Goblins. That makes sense. Zero says Piss Master TM. Redo says there are no laws against unreasonable pissing, Ratman. All right. Pikachu says, I always thought if I had a superpower, I'd want to know the right thing to say, but I realize that's more like mind control, but like where they agree with it. Is it? I'm trying to get there. You've explained to me the conclusion that you came to, and I'm trying to follow the premise to the conclusion. Knowing what so like, it depends what your intention is, right? Because if your intention isn't to manipulate them in so much as like to well, I guess elegantly like sashaying through a conversation such that you don't have to deal with consequences to the conversation is in some way a manipulation. I feel like I've had no trouble going through all of the portals this time. I don't know what I changed exactly. I think I just like started going through the portal with my stuff. So going to the Guardian less ended up being the thing. That's interesting. It's definitely better. Like noticeably better. Pikachu says, I feel like if you know what to say to get them to know and agree with you, you're less coerced, more mind control. You're like less coerced mind control. It's not exactly mind control though. That's the thing. It's like you're a telepath, right? Because you're not changing the way that they think, right? You're affecting their disposition towards you, right? But that's not the same as mind control, I don't think, right? If that's mind control, then giving people gifts is also mind control. by the same token, you're increasing someone's affinity for you as best you can, right? So to me, that those two things would be mind control in the same way, maybe not to the same degree, because one of them is explicitly always effective. But like, I don't think that affecting other people is explicitly a control thing or mechanism. Redo says can always go for Jedi mind tricks. I don't know that you should just like go for those. But that is definitely mind control, right? That is explicitly mind control. I don't know if I need these cells. I don't know if I'm like really using them or anything. I mean, whenever I can, I do use them, I guess. Hey, Spot. Loretto says Jedi Sentinels, best Jedi? I don't know anything about Jedi Sentinels. Never heard of them. Zero says, nah, Jedi sucks. Sure. Zero says the Gray Force users are where it's at. That's definitely like, the more I learn about like the Gray Jedi thing, Gray Force users or whatever, you know what I mean? The more I learn about that, the more I'm like, it's literally just like the edgy, I want to master the darkness and the light so that I could be the best of them all. You know what I mean? Like, it's literally just, that's all it is. That's what the fantasy is. It's not like a moral or like, you know what I mean? It's literally just like, no, I'm too cool to be corrupted by the darkness, so I can do whatever the fuck I want. Like, all right. Like, cool, man. Zero says, but why section it off to like different sides of the Force? Zero says, just use the Force completely in its whole, because that, I don't know if that's a legitimate question, but there's legitimate answers to that. It's not, it doesn't come from nowhere. At least according to the Jedi, right? The Force is innately something that exists, and to use the dark side of the Force is to be unbalanced, is to create disbalance in the world, to disrupt what would be harmonious. Like, by its very nature, the dark side is a bad thing. It imposes bad shit upon the universe. It is literally invoking evil into the world. That is what it does. It's just that there are things in the world that are innately evil, hence the Force having a dark side to begin with, right? So that's why. It's just bad shit that makes the world worse. But as Zero is saying, funny lightning go burr. So yeah, it's not something that I like know extremely well, so I'm not trying to like fucking mansplain Star Wars to people who know Star Wars better than I do. But there is, as I understand it, legitimately a lore explanation. It's just one of those things where like the more you go into, the more you understand like a fandom or whatever, right? It's like the Dunning-Kruger effect or whatever, right? It's like, but like when you get introduced to Star Wars, it's like obviously the dark side is bad, but then you understand more and more and more, and it's like less and less obvious to some people, at least, that the dark side is bad. Like innately, like the dark side of the Force as a whole is bad, and you have to like come back to like like your base level understanding to be like, no, it's like just innately a bad thing to do. Like it's actually just like a negative thing in the universe. Pikachu says, I guess in this sense, I'm thinking like, I want person A to do Y thing, and then your superpower is knowing what to say to them to get them to do the thing. That is mind control, for sure. But the way that I interpreted the first thing that you said is totally different than that. Is to say things that are agreeable to other people. That's basically like being a social chameleon. That's more like being a psychopath. And psychopaths aren't necessarily people that have like, that utilize mind control. They're probably better at it than most people would be, right? Like a mentalist or whatever, but like that's not the same thing at all. Zero says, whatever your favorite Jedi or Sith is, Starkiller and Dark Nihilist solos. Starkiller got one shot by Darth Vader. Like for free, right? like in his game, it was just like a free thing, right? Like Darth Vader was just like, nah, I was just kidding. Like, yeah, I was just pretending to be weak, actually. Get fucked, idiot. Like, it was literally just like a prank. It was just like, no. Nah, I'm just messing with you. No. Zero says depends on what choices you make. Zero says Nihilus consumes planets' energies, and Starkiller's ripped a Star Destroyer into the planet from orbit. He's gone toe-to-toe with Vader and Palpatine. It's true, but I don't think that... I think that anything that Starkiller does, Vader scales to, for example. Like, I think, like, at, like, literally you can power scale those two. Like, basically 1-to-1. Because even based on what you're saying, Zero says depending on what choices you make, that means that relatively to one another, they have to be like within the same like power tier, basically innately. Zero says he was stronger than Vader since Vader's nerfed due to his cybernetics. Vader's the chosen one. I'm aware of that, but like, so you're saying that those two solo everyone, including Vader, and Vader wins 50% of the time to Starkiller, right? So like innately the thing that you said has to be wrong. At least 50% of the time Starkiller loses to Vader. Done. Checkmate. Like literally the thing that you said has to be wrong. Done. I don't know who Nihilus is, but it doesn't matter because I already know that you've already poisoned the well, right? Like, shrug. Sucks to suck. Bad take. Areto says, Grey Jedi can't use the extreme ends of the Force. You're making shit up. Zero says, plus Darth Starkiller clears Vader. Darth Starkiller? So you're also just making shit up? What? Who the fuck is Darth Starkiller? Fuck are you talking about, dude? Zero says, in the first game's ending where you choose to be a bad guy and kill Vader, Starkiller becomes a new apprentice. Like the new apprentice to Palpatine, I imagine. You're like giving like half sentences, bro. Are you okay? Like, are you all there, man? What are you talking about? Zero says that's what Darth Starkiller looks like. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Like, I fully don't know what you're talking about. Areto says Ultimate Sith Edition. I don't know what that is either. Zero says sent you a pic. I understand that you sent me a picture, but fucking AI art exists, bro. Like, I don't know what the fuck this is. You sent me a picture. I looked at it and I said, I don't know what this is. And you're like, I sent you a picture. And I'm like, I still don't know what this is. like I don't know what this is. Like, I don't care if you're saying that it's from a game or whatever. I don't know that is what I'm saying. It just, you sent me a picture of a thing. I could send you pictures of stuff that I made up. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't mean anything. I don't know what this is. Zero says it's Starkiller after being abused by Palpatine after killing Vader. It sounds like what you're saying is this is non-canon as fuck. like 4 or 5 levels of like non-canon. Like, it's not even canon within its own fucking 2-game franchise. Zero says Starkiller as a whole is non-canon. He's non-canon on like 3 different levels. Like, this is non-canon on like 3 different levels. Like, it can't even be canon in its own fucking lore. like what are we even talking about here? Zero says should have kept him canon. I didn't choose shit. They didn't make their own shit canon. Like, they don't even care about this. Like, don't look at me. Like, I didn't have shit to do with it. Zero says the one who formed the rebellion should have been Starkiller to keep him canon. Zero says I blame Disney. Well, Disney's the one who decided to make the old expanded universe shit non-canon. But like the people who made the sequel to The Force Unleashed decided to make one of the endings canon necessarily, right? So like I don't know what to say about that. Like, they just decided, like, nah, man, we don't care about what people who liked that part of the lore. It doesn't matter. Which is fine. Like, it's their right. It's their property. Like, they can do what they want. But like, that's what's going on there. Pikachu says, my favorite Potara fusion is Darth Starkiller. That does kind of sound like that's what that is. Though usually it's like more directly a portmanteau of the names rather than just like two sections of someone's name. Like, I guess Starkiller is just Starkiller though, right? So he had a Darth name, which is why I was like, what do you mean Darth Starkiller? That doesn't sound like a thing at all. That sounds like made up as hell. Because he has like an actual like Darth name, or he would have had one, but the people making the Force Unleashed were like, we're not gonna use that. That sounds lame as hell. Zero says, I don't know how either of the endings of Force Unleashed 2 can be canon. I don't know how the Force Unleashed 2 ends. Zero says, either way, Vader's either in jail or has another Starkiller clone at his side. Well, yeah, I don't think that it's supposed to be. I think that they were just doing their own thing, which is fine. Like, it doesn't have to be canon in order for it to like be interesting, or even to have like impact in like the Star Wars like universe or whatever. It can explain things that are true without being canon itself. You know what I'm saying? It can just tell you more about stuff. It's like character growth in filler episodes, or not character growth, but character exposition. Zero says, Starkiller never got a true Darth name because you don't get a Darth name until you become a Sith Lord. There can only be two at any given time. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but that doesn't mean that he couldn't have had a Darth name. Like, doesn't mean that he couldn't possibly have had one. What you're saying is that is how you end up with one, but that's like also kind of like arbitrary, to be honest. It's like, it's almost like a No True Scotsman kind of thing, where it's like, okay, but like, you know, you can kind of just like do whatever. There can only be two Sith at any given time. Only possibly ever. You know what I mean? Like, okay, sure. Zero says, I also stand by Starkiller wiping his ass with Cal Cestus. I don't think Cal is anywhere near Starkiller's power level. I don't think that like the feats bear that out. You know what I'm saying? Starkiller's like one of the fact that he's rubbing shoulders with Darth Vader should tell you all you need to know, right? Though I don't know if Cal ever fights Darth Vader. I know that he fights jobbers. Like jobbers as if they're boss fights. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay. I have not played the what are those games called? Cal's the one in the new shit. There's a Souls-like Star Wars game, but I forget the name of his games. Zero says, it's hard comparing anyone to Starkiller. Cal does cross paths with Vader a few times, but you know, no health bar objective run. Yeah, exactly. And Starkiller directly does scale to Darth Vader. They're at least comparable, at least. Redo says, yeah, Starkiller outmatches Cal due to his applications in the Force with Vader's Force training. Sure. I mean, I like, even if there's like no Force involved, if you want to interpret it that way, right? If there's just like saber combat or whatever, it seems like Cal is like nowhere near. Like, just like nowhere near. Zero says, I like Starkiller kind of being the other side of the coin with Ahsoka, both trained by Anakin. That would have been an interesting thing to have in the franchise. Though Ahsoka's like, she's only in like very specific media or whatever. She's just like not a very, she's like a much beloved character, but she's not a very prevalent character in Star Wars stuff. You know what I'm saying? Redo says, Cal's only choice is running from Vader. He knows what he's getting himself into. Yeah, no shit. Zero says, but I'm sorry, Ahsoka's getting atomized by Starkiller. She's a very just okay combatant. I mean, yeah. I don't know what her feats are at all, but I would be surprised if I would be surprised to hear that people are on the level of Starkiller, Darth Vader, and a few others. But it also kind of depends on like what we're talking about precisely, because like Force control and stuff like that is like one thing, and then there's also like, you know, one-on-one duelist shit. There's all kinds of videos that I've been like, or I've seen where it's like, oh well, fucking Mace Windu is like the perfect anti-Sith person. Like any Sith that exists, Mace Windu would fucking body them one-on-one. Like it's free. Like, okay. Like I don't know that. I don't know Star Wars that well at all, but I do definitely know a few things here or there. And that one, I'm like, I don't know. Like the whole power scaling thing is not something that's like my wheelhouse. It's interesting enough to me. Like I'll watch any, like, I don't want to call it slop, but you know what I'm saying? I'll watch like any slop about it because I like hearing factoids about stuff, basically. And like feats are interesting to me, but yeah, no, I don't know. I don't necessarily get it in that way. Zero says she survived Order 66 thanks to Anakin having her train against clones. Zero says feat wise, that's about it. I mean, that's enough. That's better than like most. Zero says maybe going toe to toe with Grievous, who's no pushover. Grievous is real. Rhoda says Ahsoka can can hold off on her own against Starkiller in saber combat. As a force match, no. Redo says Ahsoka was trained to survive against even very unlikely situations. That seems like a little bit too much of a cop-out, to be honest. Pikachu says feats. Of course. Of course. Zero says, I think Starkiller is such a scary saber combatant because all of his forms are bastardizations of those forms. Zero says that he came up with just messing around. Plus, book Starkiller is very brutal. Yeah, I'm definitely not one to speak on like their specific feats. It just seems to me from, especially Ahsoka, like I don't know anything about Ahsoka, but from the vibes that I've got of Cal versus Starkiller when it comes to like saber only stuff, I'm like, I don't see Cal ever being anywhere close, is what I was saying. Ahsoka, maybe. I don't really know. Like I said, I really legit don't know a single thing that Ahsoka's actually done other than apparently survive Order 66, which I've heard just now. That's like still something. Like that's more than a lot of Jedi can say. Most of those motherfuckers died as far as I can tell, like on impact. So I think many of them did survive, but I think most of them died. Like the vast majority. Zero says, I am not a Kylo Ren fanboy. I like his design and his saber, but in the movies he's ass. I haven't seen the latter two movies. I saw the first one, The Force Unleashed. No. The Force Unleashed is the name of the game that we were talking about with Starkiller. I now realize how confusing that the Star Wars naming conventions are. In this moment, Force Awakens. Yes, that's the one. Thank you. But yeah, I haven't seen him, or I haven't seen any of the Star Wars movies after. No, I saw Rogue One. I saw Rogue One and I saw The Force Awakens. I haven't seen any of the other ones. Rita says, in all fairness, Ahsoka was taught to think on her feet with goals in mind. Being able to both survive Order 66, but did so with minimal clone trooper casualties. Ow. What did she do? Talk them down? Like, what the fuck? She convinced them to not kill her. I guess she just ran away. Zero says, I wish we got to see Yoda cut loose more. Oh, I gotta do this first. Pikachu says, I like Kylo Ren because he makes me think that lip plumping lip gloss. That is suitably specific. It is in keeping with your character to have such a specific take on something. Pikachu teaches me about new stuff every time I speak to him. I don't think I've had a conversation with Pikachu without learning something new about the world. Or him. Mostly the world. Usually it's the world rather than him specifically. I guess both things are true. Like he knows this thing and also this thing. But Zero says because Yoda's species in Legends is more in tune with the dark side of the Force, so he was nerfing himself by only using the light side. I think that everyone is, to be honest. Zero says, I think it was Dooku showed Yoda a bit of the dark side inside him and had Yoda shitting himself. That's pretty funny. Zero says Yoda showed Dooku and had Dooku shitting himself. Oh, I see. Pikachu says Yoda shitting is canon. No. Apparently it's the other way around. I misunderstood. That's my bad. 108 stages. Gotta head out for now, but I'll be back later. Have a great stream. Yeah, thanks, man. We're like slowly starting to figure out Mass World's Guardians of the Rift. And honestly, the rate is like not that great. 55. This is like underperforming even. Like as long as I win like sometimes, it seems like a majority of the time. If I win like 75%, 80% of games solo, I think I can beat this rate, which is crazy to me. Like I really didn't expect Mass Worlds to underperform this badly. Like holy shit. I don't know why I was mashing on the rock. Just wait. I guess we could get a little bit more if we were doing combo runes. I don't know if that's like realistic though. Like I have to get mechanically better in order to make that happen. And I think that the timing's pretty tight as it is. Areto Celery says that it's oh, Ahsoka's feats. These are Ahsoka's feats. So Ahsoka escaped the sudden ambush, freed Darth Maul, and was able to make precision strikes on clone trooper implants that respond to Order 66. That was hinted in earlier seasons, which is how we got few surviving clone troopers who are outside of the influence making their appearance in later shows. Captain Rex being a badass old man looking out for other troopers. Pikachu says Ahsoka feats. Why do you like this? Sorry, I was like there's no way that I was not sure what you were talking about at first, Areto, and then I was like, oh, you must be talking about Ahsoka feats, and then I got to freed Darth Maul, and I was like, I don't know if these are Ahsoka's feats. But no, that is what you're talking about. I'm like, free Darth Maul, and I'm like, that doesn't sound right. Like, free Darth Maul, like, probably not. I'm probably supposed to be interpreting this as being someone else's feats. It doesn't seem right. Erotus says Darth Maul feats are long gone. It's true. Pikachu me says someone else's feats? Sure, why not? Oh. It's possible. It's possible to use these fragments and end up with end up in the portal, but it seems like it's very much inconsistent, huh? So maybe I just can't do 192 or whatever. Erotus is at Mustafar? Is that where they were? With the giant energy walls? Erotus says no. Oh. Pikachu says, I think Darth Vader lost his feet when he got his knees capped. Oh, Mustafar's the, yeah, the one in the third movie with Duel of the Fates. That's Mustafar. Got it. I know a lot of Star Wars like locations through specifically the Star Wars Battlefront games. Battlefront 1 and 2, I played a ton, though I do not remember necessarily the names of things or whatever. Those maps I know like pretty well. And if you wanted to describe to me something in Star Wars, using Star Wars Battlefront would be a good way for me to orient myself, to be honest. If it happens in Battlefront, that is a good starting point. I don't know the first one as well because it's been so long, but the second Battlefront I still have to a certain degree, at least. Because I remember there being like a Sarlacc pit in the first game, I think, and that's just like not a thing in the second one. Redo says we need to quiz Panda much more so we can learn how to scroll up, chat. What? What? Why do I need to scroll up? Probably just a joke. I'm sad about missing that first portal. Oh, I ended up with way more elemental than catalytic runes. It's good. I tend to do catalytic runes. I've been like intentionally choosing elemental. So I'm glad that we kind of ended up with a more balanced look at our resource points, or reward points, excuse me. Resource points are what they're called in like Monster Hunter. Burp, burp. Pikachu says, I think they were saying Mustafar is where Darth Vader lost his feet. No, I understood that. Yeah, I got you. Did I not acknowledge that I knew that? Sorry. Yes, no, I understood that. Mm-hmm. Maybe I didn't communicate that very well, but I didn't understand it at first. And then he responded, no, Pika's response. And I was like, oh, yeah. I understand now what you're saying. It reframed what he was saying. But the reason why I didn't like engage with that as like part of the like scrolling up thing, because it's like me scrolling up isn't the issue. It's that you didn't reply to Pikachokubi's message with a thing that only applies to Pikachokubi's message, right? So if we're having like 4 separate parallel conversations or whatever, like any wanton random comment, I can't associate it with anything because it's not like there's chains of dialogue happening. some people are speaking to me and some people are speaking to each other, right? And I can't know which, like, from context. Half of your messages only tie to your other messages from yourself. It's impossible to know where else they go, right? So, which is like fine. It's not a big deal. It just means that like scrolling up isn't the answer all by itself, right? God, rune crafting is such a fucking terrible skill in this game. Good lord. I think rune crafting is my least favorite skill by far, actually. Like by far. Rune crafting is terrible, and it's basically just because of the rate. But also the methods aren't good. Guardians of the Rift is a good method. And Arania is just the fastest thing that you can do. So it's not even like a good method. It's just like, I mean, it's got some stuff, I guess. You can like micro in a way that's interesting, I guess. It's not like nothing, but it's not nothing like fucking mining essence and turning the essence into runes would be. That would be fucking nothing. That's like fucking terrible. But yeah, no, I'm not on that rune crafting thing. I don't know about that. It's gonna be a long time that we do this shit too. It's nice to have max combat though. Shit, we almost have the whole field max. We gotta get another 290 experience here. That won't be a big deal. That's just whenever Savage happens to be around. I'm pretty sure I know what I want to do for that as well. It'll be a little funny guy. I think you can do the Varrock body. Right? I think it works here. Or maybe it doesn't specifically. I know that you get more runes with this, but it doesn't give you more experience. So if we're doing this for experience, which we are, the money doesn't matter. You have to stay so fucking late in order to do 192. You always miss this first one too? Oh, I have a weak cell for some reason. First two even? Shit. I might be able to make it now, but only because this is so close. Yeah, I should be able to make it, no problem. But it matters where this altar happens to be. But like, literally just go to the nearest altar. somehow double air. That's a lot of fucking air runes. I don't think I can make it to that fire portal. Do you think I would have made it to the blood one? I was close enough that I might have made it to the blood one. I just clicked on the fire one. There wasn't any reason to go fire or blood. Blood one's better, obviously, but I didn't think about it. I just went. I don't really like need the space, but sometimes you go through this portal. There's like 2 or 3 places in this game, mini game, where it seems like my inputs just like die for some reason. I really did not think that that was going to change that fast. Wait, is this the triple air game? It is nice how close air is. I'll give it that. Oh, wow, I'm terrible. But yeah, if I make it into the first portal, I think the rest is easy. It's just hard to get into the first portal after going to an altar. Not impossible, just hard. It's a timing thing, obviously. Oh, right. It used to be that in this mini game, you could only get experience from using cores on a shield that was missing health or on a guardian that you summon. And it was like basically impossible. Like this inventory slot was basically a waste in Mass Worlds because it was so hard to heal a shield or upgrade a shield. And it was just as competitive, if not more so, to actually summon guardians. And if people summon guardians that were bad, it would fuck up the run as well. Yeah, it seems to be pretty consistently 55k. I don't think it's going to change too much from 55k. So that's a good baseline. I don't think I can get much more than 55k without doing like binding necklaces or whatever. So it's an easy thing to start measuring everything else off of. So if I wanted to finish this grind, I could conceivably do it just doing Mass World 55k. You know what I mean? It's very rare that you lose in Mass Worlds. It's possible, or at least it used to be possible. Maybe it's not possible anymore. Maybe you have nothing but dudes trolling, spamming weak cells on the Guardians or something. You can lose. Like a guy just inting by standing here and just doing weak cells on the Guardians. More, better yet, 10 guys just standing there clicking on the Guardians with weak cells. 5 here, 5 there. And just waiting for these guys to die and replacing them with weak ones. Maybe that could lose the game. Maybe. That's not bad, honestly. 10 people potentially ruining every game of Guardians of the Rift. Do you think that's enough? Because the shields are strong. If everyone can only use their cells on the walls, maybe you still win, to be honest. I don't know how many dudes there are, you know? I don't really know what I was getting from Arania, but I think that will change as well. Yeah, this was 65k an hour. I think it's closer to 55. I think Arania was getting me actually something like 60, 65, but it's still in flux as I'm still like trying to like hammer down the mechanics. I would want to do like a full day of like the same thing. You know what I mean? Kind of like when I was doing construction, right? Like everything was changing a little bit. I was getting better at it and also adjusting it a little bit every time. So like, I don't feel like I really figured out what I was doing with construction until the end, basically. Because the last few days of construction were basically like the same rate the whole time. That's kind of what I'm looking to get. Doesn't need to be perfect. I just want it to be consistent, to have like, this is the rate that I'm considering, you know, applies to me. And for Mass World Guardians of the Rift, I think I'm comfortable saying that the number is 55. Would be much easier if I was better at rune crafting, the rune crafting part of this minigame. Like literally just, maybe my inventory needs to be somewhere else. Maybe I need to like move my inventory to the center of the screen or something. That made a huge difference on Rania for sure. Oh fuck, I forgot. It's fine. Go with water. I think body's like really far away. We're still not like perfectly consistently. Sometimes are consistently doing this. Sometimes we miss the first portal. But like I think that's just like an execution thing. I think it's probably possible, but I'm not sure if it's RNG. Like literally just which altars are up. Obviously it has to do with how long I'm standing getting those fragments, but I think that the fragments that I'm getting is the right number of fragments. I think I do want to commit to 192, or at least 192-ish. I guess I could afford to do less because sometimes I do end up with, or consistently I do have fragments left over, but like just a few, and that's mostly just from like inventory, like doing these fragments, you know what I mean? Like, so these 2 slots are taken up, or maybe 3 slots or something, you know what I mean? Like, there's a world where I can see, like, actually I'm 5 or so fragments over or whatever. And that could be all it takes, right? 5 fewer fragments there and 5 fewer fragments made here could be enough to get to the first portal, you know what I mean? So, like, there's an argument to be made there. If I had the binding necklace as well, like 2 or 3 binding necklaces, and the rune pouch, it would also take up a few inventory spots, which would mean that there's necessarily fewer fragments a little bit. Not a lot, you know what I mean? Not a big difference, but could be a substantial difference. Yeah, whatever, it's fine. Just go. Game hated that I did that. It took like 4 ticks to get another, what is this? Another batch of essence, I guess. Can't move. Cosmic is one of the worst. It's very far. Cosmic and body, I think, are the 2 worst ones. Especially being that you don't get anything out of doing them. Like, you don't get a cell that's worth the trip. Not that I really need the cell to begin with, right? But whoa, what am I doing? I've already done it. It's fine. Wonder what the design motif is, like behind crafting versus construction. What makes one thing one versus the other? Is crafting like automatons and things like that, whereas construction is specifically explicitly furniture, anything that's like a structure. That sort of sounds right. Pikachu means this construction is like big burly men with yellow cones. Do they have yellow cones? Or does construction have yellow cones? Pikachu means this crafting is like teehee, I made a necklace. Alright. Wasn't prepared for that. Can I think of something big, burly, and manly that you craft instead of construct? Pikachu says, I think they're orange cones. Yeah, I think their cones are orange. I don't think there's yellow. I don't know if maybe any yellow cones. They're yellow hazard lights, and they use like high-vis vests that can be yellow or green, orange. All right, that's enough RuneScape chat for the day. Fucking Guardians of the Rift. This is what I expect of fishing trawler. Pikachu says, do red, green, colorblind see people see orange? Yes. Orange is a different color. Actually isn't red and red and yellow or anything like that. Or maybe red and green. I don't know how light works with regards to color combinations. I think it's a little different than paints. Pikachu says orange has no reg. It might. I know red and yellow make orange in like art, but I think color, like visible color, is a different thing. I don't think it's the same. I'm not sure how it works, but I think it's, what the fuck? No, my crystal charges. Oh, thanks for the hydrate, Copamine. Also, hello. It's been a while. Hope you've been well. No, I haven't been that great. My crystal pickaxe just fucking died. And I don't even know if I want to replace it. Like, I don't know if I want to get more charges. Maybe I do. I feel like this portal came up extremely fast. I probably should have just gone straight to the portal, but I just committed to crafting because I didn't know what to do. That was like inordinately fast. Copamine says, doing good, my dude. Hope you've been well as well. Copamine says, oof, I'm sorry. I swear equipment always runs out when you need it. Nah, that's fine. I don't even know if it actually helps. I literally don't know if it does anything in this minigame. I think it does, but I don't know that it does. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a big deal. It just means now I have to make the choice of charging it or not based on how much it seems like it's going to help. Because I just have a dragon pickaxe as well, which I can just use instead. I was going to use a dragon pickaxe until I checked the wiki, and the wiki was like, oh, actually crystal pickaxe is better. I was like, oh, okay, sure. But I think that an uncharged crystal pickaxe is the same as a dragon pickaxe. So now I just don't need the dragon pickaxe, I guess. It was just, I was going to save my fucking 3,000 charges or whatever by spending 800k, I guess. I don't know. It wasn't like something that I thought about really, but I don't know if that makes sense to do that or not as well. You know what I mean? Because It has everything to do with how much benefit you're actually getting from the crystal pickaxe over a dragon pickaxe, which is supposed to be substantial in some ways. I didn't mean to do that. It's supposed to be a portal now. So we missed the first portal. And it wasn't really close. I wonder if that's part of the problem that I'm having in solos. The variance of the portals. Like, you need to be able to get into the first portal every single time, no matter what. I don't think I've ever really missed the first portal in a solo, though, to be honest. I don't think so. So that would still matter. Because if the portal appears later, then I'm wasting time by not doing something else. Like, literally just filling my time with anything that I could be doing. Probably shouldn't have done that. Probably should have just been crafting and done that when I was finished with these. It's okay. Not a big deal. Pikachu joke me says popping off. Who is? About what? Oh, it is one of my stream tags. Yeah, sometimes I pop off. Sometimes. Sometimes we'll be like chilling, but then somebody will say something that is wrong on the internet, and I'll be like, how dare you be wrong in my presence? Don't you ever look in my direction again? And the horse you rode in on? You know what I mean? I could be running back and forth in this 50 seconds to get 30 rune crafting experience every 10 seconds. It seems like a ton of work for basically nothing. Pikachu me says, when faced with old age, physical damage, or other crises like starvation, the immortal jellyfish can reverse its life cycle. Instead of dying, it reverts to its earliest form, a polyp. Small stalk-like structure. From the polyp stage, it can then bud and grow into a new, genetically identical adult jellyfish. This unique process is called transdifferentiation. Transdifferentiation, where an adult cell can transform into another type of cell. Yeah. I'm familiar with that jellyfish. People call it an immortal jellyfish. It's like sort of true. It's like very much able to be killed, but under like non-predatory destructive forces or whatever. Assuming that it has food and everything, yeah. Theoretically, it can kind of sort of live in perpetuity. You think that there's a lab somewhere that has one of those jellyfish that's constantly undergoing transdifferentiation? Pikachu says they could still get diseased, apparently. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is there one that's like in solitary confinement? It's in like a jar and it's constantly just going through its life cycles over and over again. They just like give it enough food. It's in like ambiotic fluid or whatever, like those pods in the Matrix. Ikachomis is like the immortal jellyfish. What? Ikachomis is like that dripping pitch experiment. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. The what? The who and the what now? I honestly cannot tell a difference from my charged versus uncharged crystal pickaxe, I'm gonna be honest. Oh, what's up, John Smalls? Is that a Papa Spud Twitch emote? What's going on there? I know that guy. Pikachu says, I thought you meant like one where they like purposely try to capture a jellyfish to keep it living for generations to come. Sort of. I mostly just mean like if they're studying it and also studying it such that they're constantly inducing transdifferentiation. You know what I mean? Not constantly, but like they're forcing the life cycle to continue in perpetuity with the intention of determining whether or not it can go on like literally forever, like a generational longitudinal study of a particular jellyfish in a controlled lab environment that in theory supports its life in a way that is, you know, full and complete, so that it should, you know, there's no reason that it would ever die. Like if they have no lifespan, there, it would also make sense to have one where it was like, you know, just an adult, like forever an adult, you know what I mean? Just like giving the adult everything it needs without inducing it to transdifferentiate. Like they do not die of old age, and if they continue to like do their reincarnation sort of a thing, they will also still continue to exist, you know? Both things are worth investigating. John Smoltz says nothing much, made some Sunnyside eggs with jelly toast. Goddamn. Actual breakfast. I could fucking never. I do have chicken daibon though, still. We're gonna eat that one more time, I think, today. Later today, way later. I felt a little weird about it. I don't know why. Something about it felt strange. I'm not like terribly sick though, so I don't think it was bad. But John Smoltz says, how's that casserole, by the way? I guess calling it a casserole is a bit of kind of like, it gives you the right idea of what, like, you know what I mean? Like it'll give you a good idea of like what kind of a dish it is. But I think a casserole has to have pasta in it, right? And it doesn't have any pasta. But maybe I'm making that up. Maybe that's not true. But you get what I'm saying. It was good though, to answer your question. Kova means is false? Okay. I don't know what makes a casserole, clearly. Kova means a casserole does not need to have pasta? Well, yeah, no, Figured that's what you were saying was false. That part I understood. It's the next part that will be useful, I think, to me. But I can look up the definition. Also semantics, you know what I mean? Semantics don't really serve in most cases. Dopamine says it just has to have a casserole vibe to it. How very scientific of you. I guess we just do this. I was like, do I need to get rid of the cell and stuff? And the answer is no, we can wait. I try to use them on the Guardian way too much. I should just be crafting most of the time. Just go straight to crafting and save them for later. We'll go to the Guardian right after we finish crafting. We basically have to. At least for the good cells, we have to. We have to walk right past them. Figure mentions, do you think that Remy from Ratatouille gets jealous that he does all the hard work and Linguini gets all the bitches? I bet he wants to bang the French chick. Like the B movie. All the one bitches. No, I think that Remy's probably fine with it, to be honest. Also, do you think that Linguini... Do you think that the lady is bothered by the fact that Remy is the one who's actually making the food and it wasn't actually Linguini at all? Or do you think that Linguini actually learned how to cook it at some point in the movie, so it was fine? Or like post the movie? Because like, if she was interested in him because he could cook, like she dead ass got catfished. Dopamine sees characteristics of a casserole, one dish meal. The convenience of cooking and serving in the same dish is a defining feature. Okay, I don't actually do that usually, but I kind of should. I will probably, well, maybe, I don't know. It is kind of like a casserole in that way, I guess. Dopamine says, baked casseroles are typically baked in an oven until heated through, until heated through and the topping is browned. Versatile casseroles can be customized with a wide range of ingredients. Making them adaptable to different tastes and dietary needs. That's definitely true. That was all according to Google as well. Pikachu says, yeah, she's like, she actually is in love with the rat. She just doesn't know it yet. Does she not discover that there is a rat involved? Does she just not know that in the movie? Because it does come out that, like, surprise, it's rats, and they just make a restaurant run by rats or whatever, you know? But is she just, like, not a thing in the movie at that point? Like, does she just not appear again later? Because she's, like, kind of an important character up until at least the reveal. Ish. I mean, maybe. She's like the love interest of Linguini, right? Like, that's like at least a secondary-ish character. Like, our main characters, if you will, are Remy, Linguini, the food critic, and the lead chef. The head chef, right? And then that leaves the secondary roster to like Remy's friend, maybe his parents, and the girl with Linguini. And then there's just like tertiary, basically background characters after that, I think. Pikachu Mrs. BRB changing my Steam name to Mr. Steel Yo Girl, Remy from Ratatouille. How about known catfish? Linguini from Ratatouille. I'm gonna be honest. I think you're the only person I have on my Steam friend list, Speak a Joke Me, that changes his name often. And if I had more than one, I almost certainly would remove everyone except for you because it's too much of the pain in the ass to know who's who. Like, I need to be able to enforce nicknames on my friends on my Steams. You know what I mean? Like, you can change your name to whatever you want it to be, but I need to know who you are, right? Like in RuneScape, I can add a note. March O Scrubs was March of the Noobs, right? That's what the note is. Fe Gertrude, that's Lokran's Iron, right? So like I can have notes for people because like if their name changes, I'm like, who the fuck is this? Especially if you change your name and your profile picture, then it's fucking doomed. Like I don't know how anyone would know who you are at that point. John Smith. John Smoltz says Savage and Remy cosplay. So just like blue? Like, what do you mean? Like a person in another person's cosplay is crazy to me. Savage says a hat? Remy doesn't wear a hat, does he? Maybe at the end of the movie? Maybe he's got a little rat-sized chef hat. Most of the time, Remy is just a blue rat. Like, that's literally all he does. That's all he's doing. Savage says, in a hat, I guess? Oh, yeah, true. You could be in a hat. That's a weird cosplay. Like, from the outside, it's just a hat. Oh my god. That would be kind of lit, though. Could you imagine if there was just a chef hat above me, but every time Savage speaks, there's like underlighting that allows you to see that there's a rat inside the hat? I kind of fuck with it. You know what I mean? Like inner glow or whatever. It's like where the light's shining through the hat. You know what I'm saying? That kind of shit. I kind of fuck with it, actually. Savage says, oh my god, that would be sick. Yeah, no, wouldn't it? Like it's like, why is there a fucking chef hat there? And then every time he speaks, it's like, oh, okay, I get it. Pikachu says Remy is actually just a canon continuation of Stuart Little. Why is he French instead of in New York? I think Stuart Little takes place in New York. Copamine says, I just assumed that Savage is always in a rat onesie. No, he wears a dragon onesie sometimes, but he's always a rat. He's like a regular rat. Well, not like regular rat. He's got like a degree. I think it's normal for rats to have law degrees. I think we've established like several aspects of rat canon. There's like a lot. I'm sure that Savage doesn't remember half of it, to be honest, but there's a lot of rat canon. And I don't impose any restrictions on him making new rat canon because that's his problem, not mine. Like if he needs his rat canon to be internally consistent, that is his prerogative. You know what I mean? I'm not imposing on that. That's not my responsibility to look after in any way. John Smith says maybe Savage could teach how to cook better, Panda. He definitely could teach me how to make some things better. He's particularly good at baking, like pies and stuff like that, desserts. But yeah, no, I don't have very much experience with that. But he already basically taught me how to make a shepherd's pie, for example. Savage says I've done it once before. At least once, yeah. Odds and ends, bits and bobbles, you know what I mean? He's helped me more than just the once, for sure. Pikachu says it should just be a hat, and when he speaks, he lifts up the hat. Is that better than seeing the rat through the hat, though? Because I feel like if he lifts up the hat, it could be like kind of jarring if it's not like a GIF. Because those are two like pretty dramatically different images. Savage says now yours is better, Panda. Yeah, I think seeing through like the you know what I'm saying, where there's like somebody on the other side of a curtain, but the curtain is backlit so that you see the shadow on the curtain. That situation I think is probably optimal. But yeah, we'll add that to the list. Now we're gonna check the list and it's gonna already be there. Like, fuck. I think this is a stream to do. Oh my fucking god, look at all the fucking rats. There's like 36 new rats. That's so many fucking rats. Why there's so many rats? Some of them are great though. Why do we have a rat in a frog costume? I don't know if a rat with mange is any different than a Skaven rat, to be honest. Okay, we got it. Why is one of these rat painting an egg to look like cheese? Why? What the fuck was the context for this one? Why would we ever need this? We already have an Easter bunny rat. Why? Right? I thought we did. Do we not just have an Easter bunny rat? Am I tripping? Do we not have him in a bunny costume? Like, what the fuck? Savage says rats, we are the rats, rat gang strong. Oh my fucking god, dude. I'm losing it, dude. I'm fucking losing it. Why do we have so many fucking rats? This is like, I'm trying to remember the price point. This could be like $2,000 in rats. This might be more than $2,000 in rats. All right, what are we doing? Chef's hat that becomes rat silhouette. How do you spell ratatouille? Ratatouille. It's like Thule, right? Whatever. We can spell check it later when it's finished. Oh no, we don't have an Easter rat. We have a Christmas rat. Does that mean that the rat painting an egg to look like cheese is the Easter rat? Okay, that must be it. Probably Easter. Lokrid, there's no fucking way you know how to spell ratatouille. Why do you know how to spell Lokrid, you don't know how to spell normal words. Why do you know how to spell ratatouille? Wait, did I spell it right? No. Close though. I just added the I at the end. If I made it IE, otherwise I got it right actually. Suba says, say daddy at the end of every sentence. I need a laugh. Wow. Suba's a degenerate too? I would have never guessed. Oh, Lokrin Googled it, I see. Thank you. Thank you, Lokrin Daddy. I couldn't have done it without you, Daddy. I do love the idea of Lokrin being like, oh no, I just happen to know how to spell this word specifically. I have a tragic backstory that just required me to spell this word specifically, Daddy. Lokrin says, thank you for the voice clip, Daddy. Say less, Daddy. I'm gonna keep it 100, Daddy. I have no problem saying almost anything, you know what I mean, as far as voice clips go, Daddy. Like, I'm not gonna like explicitly go and record something because somebody asked me to do something, Daddy. But with regards to like anything I say on the stream, if you want to like record it and do whatever you want with it, Daddy, sure. Just like don't rip my whole like VOD or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, don't make it so that it's potentially a problem for me or whatever, Daddy. But like, you know, whatever. I mean, it's not like I could stop you in any way anyway, Daddy. You know what I mean? Like, don't be an asshole, I guess is what I'm trying to say, Daddy. But otherwise it's fine, Daddy. Why did I do that, Daddy? I just wasted like 8 seconds, Daddy. What constitutes the end of a sentence, Daddy? It took everything I had to not say bow wow when I saw it, Daddy. This might be the worst timeline, Daddy. I keep having to go through the first portal after I start crafting, Daddy. Maybe I should just use the first portal, Daddy, instead of crafting, Daddy? Suba says thank you for that. You're welcome. Thanks for the ad break. It stops pre-rolls for like an hour. Suba says you don't have to say daddy anymore. Thanks. I kind of knew that. I said it like one time extra. Well, I said it one time extra on accident. I said it one time on purpose. Savage says Pan Daddy never stops. Go on. What do you mean by that exactly? Super says 2 times extra. Is this really what we're doing? Is this really where we're going? Okay. Savage says, I love you. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I love you a little bit. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. You know what I mean? Maybe. Maybe I'm like totally in love. You know what I mean? Like maybe, you know, but only like ironically, unless. The Interrupter says, I hope you're ready for some V Rising, big homie. V Rising? Oh, shit. No, I'm kidding. Oh, yeah. I got it. I actually did download it just before this stream started. Literally in the 2 minutes before this stream started, I downloaded it and everything. So I haven't like tested it at all. So I have no idea. Imagine that V Rising also runs like absolute dog shit. It's like, oh, surprise, actually, we're not allowed to play this video game either. Turns out that every video game is optimized like absolute dog shit, and none of them fucking work. Savage just got it better work. Yeah, at this point, we've spent like a not insignificant sum of money. Between the last two games, like, shit is not going so hot for the pickle pack. Like, we need to commit to like refunding games that aren't working for some of us. You know what I mean? If this continues, if this trend continues, it's like, well, we gotta all refund this shit because that's like $200 wasted. There's fucking 5 of us, you know what I mean? Like, shit is kind of real. Savage says between all of us, we could have gotten a used car. It depends on the used car. Post-COVID, used cars are actually very, very expensive. Dude, one more tick? Bruh. Look at that Verzik. Your Drafter says you had me for a second. I downloaded it yesterday to make sure there were no shaders or anything. I tested it a little. I think it'll be good. Oh, okay. I didn't even consider the shaders thing. I'm gonna keep it 100. That did not even occur to me. Totally didn't even think of that. So it doesn't have shaders is what I'm hearing. Because I can load it up right now. Shit, let's load it up right now. Why not? Fuck it. V Rising. It's probably not gonna fuck my shit up too bad. Pikachu says V Rising, yeah. Sure. I guess I put it over here so that I can see the stream still. Fucking, why do you need to know my date of birth? Yeah, sure, whatever. Oh my, I gotta scroll to the bottom of your privacy policy that nobody fucking reads. Oh fuck, I pressed exit instead of next. No, it's like, no, you never get to play the game. You pressed the wrong thing. Sure, says not just anyone can be a vampire, bro. Fuck off. That's like their whole thing. Their recruitment. They're fucking... Vampires are multi-level marketing. Literally anyone could be a vampire. It's in their expressed interest to make more vampires. Fuck you mean, man? It's not even true. All right. No, I don't want to participate in whatever the fuck it is you're asking me to do. Play. Private game. Start. Why do you need to start up a server for a private game? What is that? Lugren says, hi, I'm Vampire. Hello, Vampire. Dopamine says vampires are hot for real. Not all vampires though. Damn. Logan, you missed your timing just a little bit. Just a little bit. Oh, there are pre-warming shaders actually. Or that's what it's doing. It's pre-warming the shaders at the moment. But it didn't take very long. We're at logo, title screen. Holding to close this. Character creation. Complete. Yep. All right, yeah. It's a video game that we can play. Exit desktop. Yep. There we go. Shiro says, hi, Vampire. Pikachu says the server is the game. It does kind of seem that way. Pikachu says, make sure you buy all the DLCs to make the sexiest vampire. Oh, fuck, I have 300 fucking fragments. I was AFKing so fucking hard. Whoops. Well, we have enough fragments. That's for damn sure. God damn, we almost have 2 games worth of fragments. Super says, sometimes I forget about Lurker being a vampire. That's like his main thing. What do you mean? Pikachu says he's one of the 10 failing the run. Who is? I don't understand. What? Shiro says, gotta freshly bake some shaders. It seems that way, yeah. Drafter says, looks like I'm getting a very modest vampire. Yeah, no, I'm not getting any DLC. I actually don't like the fact that this game has DLC to make your character sexier, to be honest. Fucking monetizing gooning. Pikachu says because it's a mature game, you might see a whole nipple. Whatever, dude. Like, fucking, what? Then why does the game have to confirm that and not the Steam sale or whatever? I don't know. It's fucking stupid. You know, just says I put my age at 100. Yeah, I always lie about my birthday. Because fuck you. You don't deserve to know. You know, just says let's do that and call it the pickle wagon. True. That would be awesome. Buy a used car collectively and and call it the pickle wagon. Use it for activities. I don't think I can make it, but we try. Oh no, we did. Nice. Pikachu says it's a mature game, then you might see a whole nipple as well. I don't remember if I said that part. Lokrin says, oh, I'm so ready for V-Rising. Panic downloads the game. I'm so ready. Yeah, me too, man. Delta also downloaded it like yesterday. The only person who was responsible and like had it like in time is Savage. But to be fair, I think everyone else is going to get it in time no matter what. So like Savage is the only one who needed to be worried about it in advance. Pikachu says earlier when you Pikachu says earlier when you said it'd only take like 10 people a run to sabotage it. Oh, Jesus, dude. That's a callback from like 40 minutes ago. Like, there's no fucking way I wasn't gonna remember that. Me remembering something I said 40 minutes ago was like fucking impossible. I can probably remember something that other people were talking about, but me remembering what I said, no fucking chance. Pikachu says, I've been watching Catching Up on the Sore. Oh, the lore. I was like, catching up on the sore? Like the cold sore? We're sharing a cold sore, you and I? Wow, it's very intimate of you. It's like we're permanently a part of each other from that point onwards, you know, in a way. Could I make cold sores romantic? Difficulty impossible. Cupamine says, my thing is if you don't want to fuck my character, then I did not make them correctly. I want characters to be not hot no matter what game it's in. That's fair, but that shouldn't be something that the game dev like utilizes for their monetary gain, I feel like. I think you should be able to customize your character in a way that like is fulfilling to you without you having to spend additional money on it. Pikachu says so true, Slay. And then Siba says Lokrin is too youthful to be a vampire. I feel like you don't understand what vampires are like. Like you learned what vampires were like from Nosferatu. Like the new age of vampire is hot. Vampires haven't been old and decrepit for like 60 fucking years. No, that's not true. That's like 30 years, I would say. Vampires have been hot for quite a while. Shiro says making a pickle hamlet in Vampire Town. Oh, like a hamlet, like a place, not like the character in Shakespeare's play. Ogren says, but like, what if I want to be like a little cute, maybe a smidge breedable? What the fuck? What the fuck? Did I just read? What the fuck is this? What is this sentence that I had to fucking see with my eyes? Oh my fucking god, dude. Logan says you said DLC to be a hot vampire. I was cursed to this day. Well, Shiro's panda has been rattled. Yeah, true. Couple beats is honestly same. You guys need to be stopped. Also, I'm sliding this into out of context quotes real quick. No, it doesn't need to be saved. I don't need this permanently in my life. I need this to be permanently part of my Discord. There we go. Perfect. Pikachu says could have called it the sausage wagon. True. But we're the pickle pack, but sausage wagon is also pretty good. That's Zero's wagon. Shiro says Ayo. And Supa says Lokrin, you already are. Shiro says that one caused psychic damage. Pikachu says I think the Castlevania hairstyles are pog if you're willing to buy them. Castlevania hairstyles. Oh, like in V Rising? Interesting. Shiro says I normally make and wear the Soma outfit. That code is just snazzy. Soma? Like the game Soma? No, Soma from Castlevania, right? There's a Castlevania character named Soma. Not to be confused with the game that is called Soma that takes place at the bottom of the ocean. It has nothing to do with vampires. Lokrin says, I'm happy they updated the model a while back. The male body vampires were mega thick. They could drink peanut butter with a silly straw. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, fuck. You know, Lokrin, I got that strong throat. I'll be gargling peanut butter and shit. Dopamine says, God forbid, we want to have a slutty waist, panda. It's fine to have a slutty waist. It's a problem when you have to pay extra for it. Right? I think the gooning should be free. Don't look at me like an enemy. I am a friend to gooners. I don't think you should have to pay extra for gooning. You understand? That's the problem. The problem is that they make you pay for that shit. Dopamine says that's fair. I didn't realize we had to pay to look hot. That's what I'm saying. Is like the extra DLC is to like make yourself extra hot, right? That I don't like. I think that hot shit should be basically free shit. Shiro says, I haven't actually touched the new V Rising update, nor seen anything about that. Yandrata says, gooning should be free. Yeah, tell that to the British government. Yeah. It's not even available. Not only is it not free, it's like unavailable to them. Well, it's available through OnlyFans. Shout out to one of the biggest earning companies in the UK, as I understand it. OnlyFans is headquartered there, which is ironic nowadays. Sure says wounded homie. Send material? Send material? First of all, I don't know if you could do that legally, right? Like, I don't think it's illegal for us, but it might be illegal for you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That seems like somewhat dubious. Like, if bypassing another country's laws, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know about that. I'll send you some feet pics. That's definitely fine, right? There's no way that's a problem. Shiro says, as they say, do crime. No, they say be gay, do crime. You can't just say half the mantra. Shiro says, no, Wolflord Incorporated does not condone law breaking. Fucking coward. Ogren says, I found proof to check Discord to see the neck. Yeah, I got you. It looks like a VTuber neck. It's just with strong shoulders. Or, I used to know the name of that muscle group. The like neck shoulder muscles. You know what I mean? Like deltoids or something. Shiro says, hey, look, we don't want to be canceled. We? Shiro says, yeah. We? What is this we shit you're talking about? The only we I've got is Wii Sports, brother. Shiro says, cheers, bro. I know you got me. Dang. Says that pic Logren said is literally the Pikachu after the neck redeem. No, Pikachu's deltoids don't get bigger. Just his neck. Like literally just his neck. Copamine says, I miss the Wii Sport days. They could be today, Copamine. They could be today. Unlike other software that used to exist that no longer exists, Wii Sports is still accessible to you today. You can go and play Wii Sports right now. Maybe you don't have access to the hardware, but only that is restricting you. Whereas other games that used to exist are no longer literally corporeal in this universe. Like you can physically not play them, period, at all. And I, for one, fucking hate it when games are allowed to exist in perpetuity. I fucking hate the idea of people making games playable in the future for future generations or artists or people that are interested in shit. I hate that shit. I hope that all video games die now. What Lord shows says what Pika doesn't know is that I'm hoarding points to extend that motherfucker to orbit. Once it goes off screen a certain distance, it stops getting bigger. You can keep it long, but it doesn't get any longer because it just wouldn't matter. He intended at one point to make it wrap around. I don't know if that's still going to happen though, because it's like hard to do. Jura says, what Pika doesn't know is that I'm... Oh, no, I already read that. Suba says, I'm out of things to talk about. like in your life? Suba's like, oh no, I've done it. There's nothing else. There's nothing else to speak about. What are we gonna do? So it's like going through like an emotional crisis, like in life, like, oh God, all of my friendships, I'm never gonna be able to have another conversation again. I'm never gonna be able to contribute. I don't have anything left to say. Fuck. Oh no. Sure, since bro has completed the conversation quest. Oh yeah, she's done. She's out. Sure says, get more conversation content. True. Locrit says, that's the best part. As a viewer, you just chill and talk when you want. True. As a viewer, you can just shut the fuck up. It's just fine. Just let the stream happen by itself. Suba says, Panda is getting way too dramatic. That's me all the time, Suba. Welcome in. Gur says, I've said everything I needed to say, end quote. Your last words being end quote, Gur, is fucking legendary. Write that on my fucking gravestone, end quote. That's it. Perfect. I don't want a gravestone, by the way. That's all right. You don't need to do that. Fucking make a garden instead. Grow some like fucking onions or something. You know what I mean? Suba says, I'm at least glad that Panda is laughing so much. I've never laughed before. I never sneeze. Shiro says, oh, I just ordered one. What am I gonna do with this gravestone? Now it's gonna go bad. Oh, Wesley, your bestie here to slay. What is up, dude? Wesley, your bestie here to slay says, I'm gonna pretend I know what's going on right now. What's happening right now? I think it's better if I don't explain. So yeah, you are going to pretend. You're goddamn right, actually. Shiro says, go bamboozle. Yeah, why not? Wesley, your bestie here to slay says, yeah, and that's why I said it. Hell yeah, so we're in agreement. Well done. Wait, Wesley, your bestie? Wait a second, that's not your name. Wesley, your bestie here to slay. Sorry, I'm slurring my words. I hope you don't mind that I don't speak English. I mean, Raptus is, it says here, I'm sorry, it says, here lies that Daft Punk Panda, 1945 to 2145, end quote. They were supposed to put that instead of the, but all sales are final. No, I read my name the right way and thus ruined your fucking bit. God damn it. Fuck. That's such a great joke and I fucked it up. I'm so sorry. I mean, it was a great joke even without that part, but there was an extra joke that I fucking missed. Wesley, your bestie here to slay says, ooh, maybe I should do that next. What? Oh, Wesley, your bestly? Maybe. Shiro says, hi on memes. Debated. What? Why did you say hi on memes, debated? Why did you say that to me? What does that mean? Why did you Pikachu me? Oh, because that's him? I see. Logan says, I'm gonna teach my kid to say quote first, then say end quote before they die, just for the ultimate quote of all time. Their first word is gonna be quote. That's like months of effort to make that happen. Suba says, you're speaking English right now? If I had an end stream screen, you have to understand, if I had an end stream screen, that would have been the end of the stream right then. In that moment, it would have been all over. That joke was too good for me to not commit to it, but I don't have an end stream screen. And that is the only reason that this stream is continuing in this very moment. You were this close. I would have streamed again, but that would have been the end of the stream today. 100%. It would have been over right then. Shiro says we must change that. I don't know what to use my end stream screen for. I could just be like, wait, hold on. If I do this, yeah, we could be like here. But I don't like have like something to like do. I mean, I guess we could end every stream with like, and this was the daily poll. You know what I mean? That's fine. Maybe we should do that. Maybe we should have like an actual like official outro quote TM. Siva says your kid won't remember his first word as quote. That's okay. It's for Lokrin. This isn't for him or the child. The Indraptus says, look, I don't know all your... hold on. The Indraptus says, look, I don't know all your lore, but I like to think you were created by allies in 1945 to help fight the Axis. But by the time you were completed, the war was over. And why do you die in 2145? Because that's how how long your CPU will last. And no, they can't change it. I noticed that you gave me a birth and death date. I didn't ask because I thought it was funny and was like, I'm not going to ask about it. You know what I mean? I'm just going to let that rock, let that ride. But now I feel like I should have asked because the explanation you gave is much funnier than just letting that ride. You know what I mean? Like, I would be fine with this VOD going up and the YouTube comments being like, yo, what the fuck was up with those dates? Like, where did that come from, right? But the explanation here is even better, actually. Thank you for that. You know, Florchero says, I sometimes wonder how Cam comes up with this. He's just, like, just the way that he lives his life, he just is innately a funnier person than even you realize. You understand? Like, Cam has to hide how funny he is in order for you as a regular mere mortal person to appreciate the comedy that he does bestow on you. You understand? Every joke that he says is buried by 3 jokes he doesn't say. He's just that funny. It's a problem for him. You know what I mean? He has to be less funny so that he can have more friendships. You know, understand? It's ruined relationships that he otherwise would have enjoyed. Kopamine tried to post a link. That's unfortunate. Oh, was it a clip? I'm gonna guess it was a clip because you didn't have any context for posting something. So that's probably what it was. Oh, what the fuck? Shush. Shush. Yes, it was a clip. And no context will be provided indeed. Fantastic. What the fuck is this clip? All right, hold on. Hold on. I've got this. Let's put this over here. Then what? This one. Shush, 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 shush. This one. I'm not like very fast at it, but I can do this. There we go. Fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. Perfect. Well done. Thank you, Kopamine. Sure, this is the epitome of stop the joke's too funny. Yeah, people have died. Sure, this is a rare Pandacoon. Yes, rare. It's very rare, you guys. I would never, right? Me? No, never, never, never. Right? Okay, great. Just making sure we're on the same page there. Shiro says, I sometimes wonder how Cam comes up with this, and then says he really does. Yeah. I read that already, the first thing already. And he says, there's just so many layers to me, right? Have you guys seen the movie Glass Onion? It's not as good as Knives Out, but it is very good. If you like Knives Out, then watch Glass Onion. If you haven't seen either of them, I would recommend watching both. I don't know if you need to watch them in either order or any order. I don't think it makes a difference. I think you can watch them either way. There is one character. I think there's a character that's contiguous between the two narratives, but I don't think it matters. If that makes sense. It's like a murder mystery dealy. Well, Florchero says, Cameron is an onion. He's got layers. Beneath them, a pickle. I don't like that. I wish I didn't read that. I wish I didn't experience that with my eyes. Wesley, your best sleep? Nope. Wesley, your bestie here to slay, says, I've got some news. Yeah? What's up? Super says, yep, watched it. Also another similar movie called The Resistance. I don't know The Resistance. That's not what that word is. I don't know what The Residence is. Super says, a murder mystery in the White House. Oh, okay. You know, this Last Onion is also a Beatles song. It's kind of mid though. That seems like dangerous words. You know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, it's a Beatles song. It's kind of mid though. And people are like, Beatles song, mid. And then they start like rioting. You know what I mean? Wesley, your bestie here to slay says, but honestly, I have no idea if I said this before, but anyway, I'm getting married fictionally. I'm not even going to try to explain it. Even if I ask, you're not going to try to explain it? Walk me through this, Wesley, your bestie here to slay, right? Walk me through this. You don't need to explain the fictional marriage. That's not the problem, right? Hold on. So you in your life, through whatever circumstances, end up getting fictionally married, right? And you're like, this is news. I should share this news with people, right? So you say, hey, I have some news. Oh, interesting. What is the news? I'm not going to explain the news, but I'm getting fictionally married. That's the conclusion that you came to. Now, can you tie that chain of logic to me? How exactly is it that you're like, this news needs to be shared, but it cannot be explained? Like, I cannot elaborate. I shouldn't even be here. We need to stop. Actually, just log out. It's fine. We're going to be doing something else very soon. That's fine.